Yo, yo.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear Drew.
No. I know.
Can't hear you.
Not at all.
All right. Welcome in, y'all. This is the WrestleHolics Podcast. DC Hendricks, that's Drew, Manny T, and we got the one and only. Okay, hold on. Before we even do that, though, I'm very excited. Of course, PWI released their 500 list last week, and I know everybody's been weighing in on it on social media. And so this was the second year in a row where I supported them because I've only been covering wrestling for a few years, and this is something that I've been supporting for a couple years now. Very big fan of the list that you guys put out. I imagine it's a lot of work put in.
Hold on. Time out. Let's
introduce them first.
No!
Our guest, the
right,
one and only editor of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Kevin McElvaney, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not even going to clap because I'm already upset.
Heated. Okay.
We brought you on for a reason, and the reason is, I want to know why Dominic Mysterio wasn't ranked higher than what he was at 48. I mean, he is a doble campeón. He's the AAA champion. He's the, I think, United States champion. He's got 2 belts, and y'all rank him 48.
So he was Intercontinental champion, yeah. So important to note here, there's a lead time for this. It's a print magazine as well as a digital magazine. It's not just a list. And Dom had the Intercontinental title, but he did not have the AAA Mega Championship until after the evaluation period. So we're looking at an evaluation period of August 1st of last year all the way up to July 31st of this year. So it's like a good chunk of time, but some of his best stuff that he's done has been really, really recent. I think he's in a pretty good position to do better than he did this year, next year. And this is his highest position to date.
So him pulling the shenanigans he did at SummerSlam got bypassed. He's got more boos than Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre ranked one above him at 47. Can we at least put him at 45? We haven't break the top 40, but 48, really? 48, huh? We're gonna do him like that. The greatest luchador of all time.
Well, I don't know about greatest luchador of all time.
Greatest luchador of all time.
But he's been doing some really great work. But we have that evaluation period that I mentioned. We have criteria that we use. So one of those big one is in-ring achievement. So he certainly had that, with the big title win at WrestleMania, and then holding on to that championship. And then aside from that, we have influence. Very influential guy. He's all over WWE TV. Carrying on the Mysterio family name, just he's got that technical ability. That's another one. Dom's great in the ring. He's had some exciting matches throughout the evaluation period that I mentioned. That's a really good one. Backing up a little bit, one potential drawback: he lost some matches early on in the evaluation period. He lost some big matches. He lost some matches at house shows. He lost matches on TV. That all counts. We look at the totality of the year in question. Quality competition, he does well on that, but again, he lost some of those matches. And activity, he was a pretty active wrestler as far as this all goes, and he more than clears the minimums for that. So that's like a quick snapshot of his year. I believe he was 69 last year, so he jumps up, and he's 48 this year. But I mean, already, like you said, double champion, and crucially, he's a world champion now. That's a recognized world title from the PWI in the PWI lineage, the AAA Mega Championship. So I look for him to be in a pretty good position for next year as long as he keeps up this work that he's doing.
All right. I'll give you that.
Hey, what up, Great Brown Hope? What up?
I'm
what
just
up,
saying.
Logo?
You gave a lot of evidence and a lot of detail on why he should be higher than 48. To be completely honest, the only drawback he had was he lost a couple matches that no one's seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's we take that into account, like the visibility and the quality. But the other flip side of that is that he wasn't doing this main event level stuff that he's doing now earlier in the period. But again, I can't knock. This is just explaining why he is where he is. Like, he's one of the top wrestlers in the world by being in that top 50 alone.
But even the Great Brown Hope agrees with me. Greatest luchador of all time.
Again, I don't know about all this.
But seriously, argument aside, I do appreciate the list you guys put together. I mean, I even wore, freaking Nightmare shirt today.
Yep.
You know, in honor of the list. I know. Sorry, Drew. I know you don't like the shirt, but you know,
Is that
I
like
did
a custom
appreciate the
shirt
list.
that you made? Like, what's?
Exactly.
I don't remember seeing that shirt before. Like, is that a one of one, that shirt?
Oh, this one? Yeah,
Yeah.
so I ordered this. It was during their tag team match at one of the PLEs. I ordered it specifically for that so I could wear it during that PLE.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it is it's WWE official merch.
Okay.
I didn't make it myself, although I could get away with some stuff like that.
It's like you just bought that off somebody on TikTok.
No,
it
looks well made. I've never seen the design before.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I like it. I mean, Seth Rollins, Nightmare,
Yeah.
Don't even seem right.
Yeah.
So piggybacking off Great Brown Hope, I do want to go back. So you mentioned the criteria already for PWI coming up with this list. So when did you guys even start coming up with this list? And when did you guys kind of start having this idea to come out with it?
Like period or this year? Like not
Period.
work on this year's list, but in general.
Period.
Oh yeah. So that predates my time at the magazine. I was a reader of the magazine back as a kid when they started making it, but this is the 35th edition. So 1991 was the first list. Gosh, I'm blanking on so there's debate over who came up with the concept. A few different people who used to work for PWI kind of claim to have come up with it, but it's based on any number of, like the Forbes 500 or something like that, just any other number of year-end recaps. And I mean, it's never been exactly year-end. That's a bit of a misnomer there, but just looking at the top wrestlers in the industry, the criteria and all that have been shaped more like over the years. They've gotten more and more fine-tuned. But I think the idea was just to kind of try to catalog the wrestlers that were out there actively doing it. They had a much harder time filling up the list back then because I think, there were fewer wrestlers. That's part of it. But also just in terms of just if someone was not a very high-level wrestler, they were going to have a much harder time being seen by the PWIs of the world at that point, because you didn't have social media, you'd have all these other ways to market yourself.
Okay, so Kevin, first off, I'm Drew. Sorry I've been late.
It's good to hear your voice.
Man, the group cut me off, man. I thought I was kicked off the podcast.
Yeah, we had to cut his mic.
Cool.
I was like, dang, I got kicked off already, man. I knew it was coming. But so being the editor-in-chief into PWI, you get a lot of criticism from fans and wrestlers, man. How do you just, especially Manny, how do you just go with that being in this position?
I mean, it's hard sometimes. Generally, what I try to do every year is go on and, part of what I'm meant to do is market this and promote it and help with the rollout and to make sure that everything's going smoothly. If there's any huge, once, every few years, I feel like there's somebody significant who we meant to have on the list for whatever reason and just did not end up on there, either a clerical error of some kind or somebody that we just, we're going to go back to them and slot them in and we didn't. That's happened a few times. That's hugely embarrassing. So I have to make sure there's nothing like that, because if there's anything like that, I've got to address it right away.
Right.
The other thing is kind of sharing positive feedback and all that, and then kind of to an extent where people have good faith questions about the list and hey, why isn't this person higher? I've noticed that they had this and this and this versus the person who's ahead of them. And then, you can't do it with every single situation, but sometimes there's oh, that's a really good question, or that particular point is something we debated in the meetings when we did this. So I'll go in and I'll address some of that. But then while you're doing all that, it's PWI is trash. This list is trash. This is trash. People need a new word besides trash. Just find something, anything else, I beg you. It's just reading, and it's not most of it like that. Most people are just I would have had so-and-so higher. And that's reasonable. Nobody's going to have the same exact list, but some people are super disrespectful with it, and you can brush it off so many times. And then you kind of have to get up. And I went out and saw a movie that night. That's what I did. I went out and grabbed some dinner and I saw a movie. I got to pull myself away from all this, because it wears on you after a while. You put months of effort.
I can only imagine, because we already complained about 100. I can say I really didn't complain that much because you have 500 wrestlers, so you wasn't missing anyone. But I can only imagine.
And the people who were missing, there were there were some technicalities. There are people who didn't have enough matches to rank, so we require it's 10 singles matches during the period, And if you don't have that, you can have 6 singles matches, but they've got to be spread out over 6 months with the idea that you're wrestling at least a singles match for half of the evaluation period. That's actually way lower than it used to be because the way some wrestlers are set up now, they're more part-time, but it's also like there aren't house shows, there aren't things like that. So we try to be fair with that. And there are some things like that. And there are some wrestlers who are stars, but they weren't really singles guys this year. They were tag guys. So they end up not on the list. We have a tag list later in the year that they're almost, definitely going to end up on.
So speaking of that, I do have one question. I noticed there's only one female on the list, and that was Masha Slamovich.
Oh, she's not the only. She's the highest ranked.
Oh, okay. I must have missed it because I was skimming through trying to find out why Dominic Mysterio wasn't higher than 48. But
you can get stuck on that, yeah.
Even Masha Slamovich ranked higher than him.
But so there are other women. I think the next highest woman is Alley Cat. She's somewhere in the 90s.
Okay.
And she was in contention for the GCW world title. Charlie Evans from Australia, top wrestler there this year. She was in the top 100.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we were watching that GCW show when that happened.
Yeah, when she got hurt. Yeah, shit.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
But error on my part. Maybe I'll have to dive into the list and actually not focus on Dominic. But
so Kristen Ashley, one of our writers who's really is on the 500 committee, but she's really active on the women's 250 committee. She put up some posts just talking about some of the women on the list, and basically the way we do it is this is more or less like it's a heavyweight list. So it's if someone is in contention for like a traditionally like men's title or a heavyweight title or something like that, it feels weird to rank all the champions who held that title except that. So it's just kind of giving more wrestlers an opportunity to rank in different places. Same way you can have somebody who's on the tag team list and on this list, you can have some crossover between these.
I dig it.
What's harder to come up with, the top 10 or the bottom of the last 10 of the 500? What's harder to come up with?
So it's interesting. So the top 10 is a lot more contentious, and we're doing that as a group. The bottom 10, it's more like there's usually just a couple of us who are intensely working on it, and then we'll kind of bring the list back to the group at that point. So the challenge at the bottom 10 is you're leaving off a lot of people. So there'll inevitably be a lot of this person's on there, and then we really do need to work this person in instead. We run their stats side by side. We look at like who really deserves to be in the spot. Then like, okay, if this person goes in, should this person be bumped up? Should this person be bumped down? But I would say overall, the top 10 is the harder one because it's also a much more like stressful thing. That's what people have their eyes on. Like I remember a couple of years ago, Jon Moxley was 11th, I think. And people were not mad that he wasn't number 1. They were mad that he wasn't number 10. Like that's a 1 spot difference. Like, and I get it. There's like the top 10 is a certain prestige to that, but we're not saying he's like way below the top 10 by being number 11. It's just, that's where he ends up, and
that was the writer question coming out of me. Cause I do a lot of lists too. Like I've done stuff for Screen Rant and stuff where they were really heavy on list. And for me, I was opposite where it was always harder for the bottom.
Because you're deciding who to leave off, or
because you get more criticism for the people that you leave off more times than not than the people that you have in the order of the top 10. So that was the writer coming out of me, I guess.
No, but honestly, with a smaller list, that's definitely the case, and I think that's the harder part when we're doing like our weekly and monthly rankings on the website and the magazine, because those are top 10 and top 5 lists. So that's like, who are you? You're making a very deliberate choice to leave people out. Or you're accepting that you're leaving people out. Whereas with 500, the upside is, you have all these other spots you can slot them into, and people will debate if it's too high or too low or whatever. But you're right, especially with the smaller lists, that's a concern.
Another question for you: has there ever been like a decision, like on a wrestler, where you were even surprised that you put him on the list, or someone on your team put him on the list, and you was like, oh man, I don't know about that word, that just caught you off guard?
I mean, not surprised. Sometimes we're surprised that people were as active as they were. We think like this person's like, okay, yeah, we know this person, they're good, but like they couldn't have had enough matches. So we have stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I would say not so much on the list itself, but sometimes I'm surprised when we go into the meeting, like how high, like I would have had Hiroki Goto in my top 15, 20. I'm surprised that he ended up at 5. The committee felt pretty strongly that he was the top New Japan guy for this year, and then he wound up at number 5. I would not have called that. And I get it, and I don't disagree with it, but it's more that kind of stuff when you get into the group, and sometimes you're like, you think you have a good grasp on someone's year, and then someone makes a case, well, okay, yeah, they had maybe their championship reign was only this long, but look who they beat while they were champion. Look who they faced. Look what they did besides when they were champion. And then you take all that into consideration, and you end up with, sometimes very different spots than you think for people.
So how many sleepless nights did you guys have coming down to the nitty gritty of this list?
Oh my God. Yeah, it's mostly like the release is like what, that's a really stressful thing when it's about to come out, because it's like, how is it going to be received? But plenty of hours put in working on the list, because we have the list. We have our first 2 meetings that we have. Then, like I said, we go in a smaller group and work on it. And then we're refining that, and then we're sending it back to the group, and they give feedback. And then we, again, we just are tweaking it. And then eventually you end up with this draft of the list, but it takes forever. And then then when you have the draft of the list, assignments go out. People have to write the bio entries for people. Sometimes in that period, there are even changes that happen at that point. Like, oh, this person was actually way too high. We got to like move some numbers around, or this person was way too low. We've got to bump them up. Occasionally one slips through like, whoa, how did we miss this person? Did not have enough matches. So then we have to like rework some stuff in a serious way. Thankfully, not too much of that this year, like once we were that far into the process, but occasionally it happens. So it was a lot of that. And then, everybody's entries come in. I write a lot of them myself, but I have a team of freelancers that I work with, and they write a ton of them. And then editing them, and then laying the magazine out, and then you have to proofread all those pages. And, all told, it's like better part of 2 months by the time we got this done. And we usually have 5 or 6 week lead times for these issues. But in this case, we kind of like started work on this while we were working on the previous issue, because again, there's so many moving parts to it.
Right. I can only imagine. What I do imagine is, a group of people sitting in a giant room with a giant fantasy draft board, and you guys just frantically moving names around and slamming Red Bulls and Monsters and moving names around. And
so it's not too far off. I mean, we do it virtually now, but at one point, like the first 500 meeting I sat in on when I was just a freelance writer with the magazine, it was, you're in a room and like, I think maybe we didn't have the movable thing, but that's a pretty good idea. It was probably still a spreadsheet, or like somebody was typing all the names in, but it's like you're gathered around and like here, like I have this printout on this wrestler, like people come in with printouts back then. Wow. So it's evolved, but it's crazy. And there's a lot of debate and a lot of back and forth. And you think you're feeling good, and like, wait a minute, like I'm still stuck on this number. Can we go back? And then, no, what? Like, and you do it. You inevitably do it.
Right. I mean, I understand. 48 is too low. 48 is too low.
See, if you were in there, you would have like been stuck on that, and you would have had to make your case for the group for that. Like, and I mean, that's really, we're careful about who we let in. It's longtime contributors and things like that, but it's who have like a good feel for how the list goes. But sometimes, like we go in and the group is kind of like, are you sure about this person? And then someone makes a really passionate case and like, yeah, you won me over. I don't know about at number 20, but like 25 I'm good with. Oh yeah, 25 is fine. And like then it's a compromise, because it's all consensus.
25. Like I said, 45 would have been great.
45. 3 spots would have made that big a difference for you?
You never know. Know.
To be completely honest, man, y'all need to make a documentary out this.
Yeah, it's so like, we talk about it on podcasts, we've written some things about it, but there's nothing like that. The closest thing I can think of is the Being 500 documentary, which came out last year. And that was Big Dust, who was number 500 the year before that. And he goes and he talks to a bunch of the number 500 ranked wrestlers who had placed that position before him. And then in doing that, he also talks to people who worked with the magazine, including myself. And, we talk about some of the ridiculousness that goes into it, and the public perception of it, and how that's changed. So it's just, it's worth a watch. It's on YouTube still, I believe. And I think it's just available to view for free, but it's called Being 500.
Got you.
Yeah, something else that would be fun to dig into as well. Like you mentioned how different the wrestling business is since the publication was started back in the 90s, as you said. So something that I also love.
Magazine, sorry, not the correct, but the magazine goes back to 1979. But this particular list goes.
The list goes, yeah. So like starting this list, as you mentioned, a lot has changed, and part of that is all of the different independent wrestling companies. Like there's so many different ones now. Yep. And you did mention, as Manny told you before, one of our guys right here from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Eric the Bomb Surge, made that list. Mm-hmm. And, I was just curious, with so many different wrestling promotions and so many different independent companies, what do you guys look at to determine what indie wrestlers to put in?
Yeah, so one thing I should mention up front, and I don't think Eric submitted, but for indie wrestlers in general, because we get a lot of questions about, like, how do I get on the list? Well, one way, if you're maybe not as high profile as an indie wrestler, someone who's like, maybe not done any TV appearances yet or not been at like the big indie promotions. And I don't count Eric with that because he's doing OVW stuff. Like we knew about him from that, but is to submit when we put these forms out every year, because you can kind of just brag about yourself. You link to your matches, you talk about who you beat during the year, about championships that you won, all that stuff. But that's what we look at. We look at people who are really it's pretty hard to rank when you're just sticking to one promotion, unless it's a pretty big promotion. So one of the tricks is to go out and do different things, wrestle again at the competition as one of the criteria. So like if you're going around wrestling a bunch of different people at all different levels, then that really helps you. And if you win championships in a couple of the places you go, that really goes a long way. We look for people who hold championships in multiple promotions, who hold championships that they won from somebody that was, kind of a bigger name, held championships for long times, won tournaments, that sort of stuff. If someone goes and they're doing stuff internationally in addition to domestically, that all works in their favor. And there are some big names who I think most people would not be surprised to see on the list who follow independent wrestling, but then there are some they come up through the research or they come up through submissions, and it's like, they earned a spot this year. So that's, I hopefully that answered your question, but that's the gist of it.
Oh, and I stand corrected. Drew McIntyre was 46. Javon Evans was 47.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'll give you that one. Javon Evans over Dominic Mysterio. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, and Javon Evans, there's even I think we may have talked about this during the meeting. Even he lost a lot of matches as well, but kind of he is so high on that technical ability side of things, and that's not the main marker for the list. But some people are just so good that that's going to get them to a certain point every year.
Yeah,
and that was him last year. He was, I forget what number he was last year, but he was pretty good last year, especially for just having gone to NXT. He was like just out of Deadlock Pro and the Indies at that point.
Yeah, he's one of those that can lose and still be elevated.
Mm-hmm. That's a big part of it too. Ultimately, someone's going to rank better if they win the matches, but if so-and-so is like a high level opponent or champion, that wrestler takes them to the limit, like almost wins, maybe even like had the match won and the ref was knocked out or something. Like we take to a lesser extent than an actual win, but like we look at all that stuff.
Yeah. So before we plug everything for everybody to check it out one last time. So what are you enjoying right now in terms of wrestling, professional wrestling, indie? What are you enjoying the most right now? And what are some things you're not enjoying?
Oh man. Things I'm not enjoying are people just fighting about all this stuff on the internet all the time. You can disagree, but it's just like, it gets so heated. It's just unnecessary. And someone doesn't like the wrestling promotion that is your favorite. It doesn't mean they're an idiot or a bad person. They might be, but that's incidental, right? Like has nothing to do with them, what wrestling promotion they like. But in terms of what I like, I mean, a lot of different stuff. I mean, I'm big on the Joshi stuff. So the Japanese women's wrestling, Stardom, TJPW, Sendai Girls, Marigold, those promotions, those are a lot of fun. If that's something you haven't checked out as much of, definitely do that, especially with the women's 250 list coming out, because a lot of those wrestlers fare pretty well because they compete at a really high level. Love indie stuff. IWTV is a big one for me. So they'll have multiple streaming events live, usually every weekend. So that's a good way to keep up with wrestlers from around the country, get introduced to some new people. And, it's a cheap way to travel, right? Just whatever the subscription is per month, I think it's 10 or $11. It's, cheaper than flying across the country to see a show. So,
yeah, 100%.
So I wanted to also, before we let you go, John Cena is the big talk of wrestling right now.
Yep.
His farewell tour just announced his last match today. Rank John Cena's farewell tour 1 to 10. Where would you put it?
Oh man.
Oh, here we go.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll talk about it.
You're the guest of honor. You get to go first.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I wish I don't take any pleasure in saying this with Big Match John. I don't think it's a total dud. There's some good stuff, but there were a lot of setbacks, a lot of things that had they panned out would have been really cool. The Rock, sorry. Sorry, something in my throat.
Yeah, that time of year.
By the way, if you go, there's a PWI podcast episode, I forget where it is, but it's a few months back, and Brian Solomon kind of predicted the heel turn before it happened, and he predicted a really cool way for it to play out, and it just didn't. I'm disappointed that it didn't play out the way he said. But I'll give it a 6. I think it's a 6. Now the thing is, he's got to stick the landing, so a really good final match can turn that right around and turn it up to like an 8. But I think not every day you get like Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair level farewell match. So we'll see who the opponent is. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be really memorable either way. And I'm glad he was. I don't necessarily love the way that he was having this heel run and then just completely abandoned it out of nowhere. But it's good that he did it in time for that match with Cody, because it was a much better match, because he didn't have to like slow himself down and like try to antagonize the crowd the whole time. It was just a way, way, way better match. So yeah, that's 6, but it can improve with the final match.
So with I don't know if you've seen some of the little snippets on AEW, but do you think we're going to get that singular Forbidden Door and get Adam Copeland and John Cena as the final match?
I mean, I would love it. I don't think so. I think there's just been too much bad blood between the companies, and I think it's not. There have been incidents in the past where they tried to be like send wrestlers back and forth, and it didn't really work, because it's like, oh well, we'll do this, but in exchange we want that, and like you kind of get both sides of it. Why you would not, for example. Like maybe AEW is reluctant to send one of their wrestlers, but also I see why WWE doesn't want to mention them by name on TV or something like that. So there are two sides to it, but
right.
I would love it though. I really hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Just go back to the John Cena question. Is there any wrestlers you would like to see like for his final match?
Final matches. I've been struggling with that, because someone like Orton would have been really fitting, but they already said it's the final match between the two. Cody would have been a good one, but they again already did it. So just some kind of like up and coming talent. But I mean, there's a lot of people that could be, and they only have so much time to kind of build animosity if it's a heel that they're putting them against. I guess they could have it doesn't have to be a heel, but. Yeah, it's a tough question. I'm going to have to come back to you on that one.
It's not Brock Lesnar.
not Brock Lesnar. We've seen that a bunch of times, so that's not the one.
Yeah, I'm good on that one.
Okay.
I'd rather see Triple H return and come back to the ring before.
Which that's a tall order. That's been through a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, before we let you go though, man, I definitely want you to plug how everyone can check it out, because you can get it digitally. I think you guys just.
We just sold out of the pre-order copy. Yeah. So like that doesn't mean you can't get a print edition. It just means that you can't order it from us direct. You have to wait till it's in stores, basically. So it'll be on newsstands starting October 14th in the US and Canada, everywhere else in the world. I mean, we're carried in the UK, a little bit in Australia, some other places, a little bit in Japan. Those countries will get it a little bit after that. But you can still get the digital edition. Everything, including how to subscribe to the magazine and everything else, pwi-online.com, and we're at official PWI on most platforms.
That's perfect. Perfect, man. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. Although everything isn't going to be perfect. Everyone's list is going to be different. You still give us stuff to talk about, and the wrestlers love it. Wrestlers share their rankings and give you guys. I'm sure that helps you guys too when wrestlers share their rankings. So keep doing what you're doing. It's great for wrestling.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was good talking with y'all.
Thank you.
Peace.
All right, y'all. That was Kevin McElvaney for joining us here from PWI. Woo! Stuff, y'all. Good stuff. Really appreciate him for coming on. It's you got it off your chest, Manny?
Yeah. Hey, can we talk about how Adam's sitting here commenting about Drew not wanting to be heard? And what did he say? He said, "Oh, Drew's not prepared to be heard, and I didn't study the list." Man, look, he's about to get banned from every stream that we do. He ain't gonna be allowed anywhere near our streams anymore.
I mean, cool. I wasn't even gonna read it, so you gave him more than I was gonna give him.
Last week it was you giving him the clout. This week it's me. You know.
No. I'm just calling him an anonymous viewer now.
Hey, so John Cena's last match was announced. Hey, and look,
I missed it. Who is it?
Comment section is open. We'll get into that. Slow your roll. All right. This is live. All right. We gotta take it easy. Crawl before you walk. Okay.
I'm trying to run. Forget walk.
No, I don't run. My days of running. No, I'm just playing. No, but the comment section is open. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We're live on Twitter, X, whatever. It's always going to be Twitter. You guys want to be part of the show? You can comment, and we'll read the comments if they're airable. And let's talk some wrestling. So we're going to be talking about John Cena's final match was announced for December 13th in Washington, D.C. We'll get into that. We'll have a little fun, try to predict who's going to be his last match. But also, we're going to talk about NXT No Mercy, recap that a little bit. And people are starting to finally realize, Manny, that NXT is the best weekly wrestling show. It's about damn time. So where y'all want to start? Y'all want to start with John Cena or go there?
No Mercy. Because there's one thing I want to talk about.
Let's go.
Who's the one in the hooded sweater? We get to find out in 25 minutes. But who do y'all think it was?
It was Lainey.
You think it was Lainey Reed?
Yeah, that's how she won. That's how she won her match last week with that finisher.
You think Lainey dressed up in all black and sneaked in and beat up old girl? So
yeah.
I almost call her Jasmine.
Remember Lola and her had the war of words before the match even started, like backstage.
But she's hurt. Is she Seth Rollins hurt?
Seth Rollins hurt, man.
Seth Rollins hurt?
Seth Rollins. That's Seth Rollins' injury.
Right. Man.
All right, who do you think it is? You don't say who I think you're saying.
No.
Okay.
No.
Thought you were going, you know who.
The stature was too small to be a Rose.
Okay.
But I
thought that's where you were going.
No, the stature was too small.
He also did that finisher though.
Yeah, trust me. I rewatched it like 3 times and I was looking at the stature and I'm like, is it a rose? It's not a rose. It's not a rose.
It's not a rose.
It's not a kiss from a rose, like Seal said. But I don't know. I'm on this whole Seth Rollins. He faked a knee injury for the longest time. Did Jasmine Nix fake getting released?
Nah. She got released. She got fired.
Because Idris Inoue pretty much announced the same thing yesterday.
Yeah. So, I don't know who it could be, but I'm interested to see if it was Lainey Reed and maybe she's replacing Jasmine Nix and Fatal Influence. Fatal Attraction.
You had me saying that last week, so don't do that. Fatal Influence.
Fatal Influence. Maybe it's Lainey Reed replacing Jasmine Nix and Fatal Influence.
Maybe.
But maybe not.
I just look. No Mercy was so much better than I thought it was going to be, although I was a little bit disappointed in some of the outcomes. Just a little bit.
I am on 2 of them, obviously.
Which ones?
Championship. Huh?
Which ones?
Obviously, I wanted Lola Vice to win. Well, obviously, it's not just because of her looks, but the build up for her.
Yeah,
that's why I was kind of like, y'all did all this build up for it throughout these last few weeks, all these promos for her to lose. And don't get me wrong, I'm still a fan of JC Jane, but it just didn't make no sense to me in the pro. Like I was expecting her to win. Now I was like, what's next?
I was hoping Jada Parker would win.
That was mine.
Yeah. I mean, I love, and y'all know me. I stand on a soapbox for Sol Ruka, but when is Jada gonna get her time?
I know she keeps taking all these L's, like repeatedly.
I know we just eclipsed 200 viewers on the X. Shout out all y'all out there watching.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jada Parker was the one I was the most upset about. I love Sol Ruka. Like, look, I mean, obviously she's champion for a reason. Everyone, she's as over as it can be. I'm honestly ready for her to go for an NXT women's title. Honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
She is, in my opinion, she is above the NXT Women's North American Championship, and she's above the Speed Championship at 100%. This point. So I was hoping that while that title still has that prestige that she has put on it, I was hoping they'd give it to Jada Parker in that moment, especially when she was the surprise opponent. I thought that was a big opportunity. Yep. So yeah, I was a little disappointed, and instead they're still going with this last legend Jada Parker thing. I'm ready for it to end. I hope it ends tonight. I'm sure it will. So I'm hoping that tonight's. Yeah, I'm getting tired of it.
That's another thing I'm getting tired of is her doing these promos. Is like, man, I gotta show y'all who I am. You done showed us for months who you are. We get it. We love you.
Now, you know who she is? She's the one who takes L's, and I don't like it because she don't deserve all them L's.
Facts.
Yeah, I was upset about that one, and I think that was the only one I was like really upset about. But the biggest talk of the night was Ricky Saints. What? Like what?
I'm even confused.
I expected him to be a champion. I just didn't expect Oba to lose it to him.
To him.
Just like right now, to me, it just tells me that he's going to the main roster immediately.
Yep. That's how I took it too. I took it. They needed to get the title off him quick and on someone that's big and doesn't have a title. And Ethan's already got the Canadian American Championship title.
That's crazy.
Hey.
I was kind of hoping he would lose. I was only because I want him to go to the main roster. I've been saying it. Yes, I love Ethan Page. He's my favorite, damn near favorite NXT superstar. I love him.
We need him.
No, the main roster needs him now.
I need him and Javon one more time so Javon can beat him for the title.
I would like that. Yeah, I've been warmed up to Tavion Heights.
He's great technically. I think his time in Japan was great.
His character's there yet.
Yeah, it's getting there though. It's getting there. Very
maybe
quick.
That's why they didn't pull the trigger on it. Yeah. I just thought with the way they were teasing it with his promo with Damian Priest last week for Homecoming. When they were really making it seem like it's your time, like this is your time,
right?
And then Ethan Page retains. So I was a little upset about that, only because I want Ethan Page to go to the main roster. Selfishly, I think he's but NXT, man, NXT No Mercy was a great show altogether.
It cooked. It definitely cooked. What did you guys? I want to bring this up because I know there's a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people, definitely having opinions about it, but what did you guys think about the weaponized cage match, aka the death match?
I didn't care for it.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. I mean, what'd you think? I didn't really have a strong opinion that it was good or bad, really. I was kind of in between.
There's one spot that I'm kind of tired of because they can't do what the original spot was. But if you're not going to do the tax, just completely get rid of it. Because the diamonds, the gummy bears, the whatever you want to put in that stupid sack, get rid of it. Because if it ain't tax, I ain't watching it. I mean, granted, the diamond spot, it was kind of nice, but you've seen a fake Rolex fall out. You've seen a scepter fall out. Just keep it all diamonds if you're going to do it. Okay. I ain't trying to watch Jordan Grace fall on a Rolex.
The match itself was pretty cool. I'm glad that are we finally done with Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace?
God, I hope so.
That's my only takeaway from it. Jordan Grace wins. Now she goes for JC and finally beats JC. Maybe.
Yep.
Okay. Well, makes sense. Okay, never mind. Also, I could do one more time to see what they could come up with them, but like you said, time to move on. And I feel like this is the only person Jordan been really beefing with.
Right. If we get one more time, give me Jordan and Blake Monroe for a title.
Yeah.
I'll watch that match one more time. But just to watch it, no. But overall rating, if we
Ray Brown Hope comment likes your shirt apparently.
yeah.
That's cool.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, did I show y'all the back of it?
No, we don't want to see the back.
Yeah, what the?
It says
What?
it says freaking nightmare on the back. Yeah, you like that?
All right. Ray Brown Hope likes it. That's all that matters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, and he liked my argument about Dominic Mysterio being too low on the list.
Oh, I
Shut
mean,
up, Ray
look,
Brown
I
Hope.
agree 100%. I told you that was my only gripe with the list. That was it. That and Joe Hendry way too fucking high.
Quit
Whoa.
hating on Joe Hendry, bro.
Joe Hendry, bro.
I'm
12?
surprised you
Don't
didn't
earn
bring
his
that up.
spot.
12? 12 though, Drew? 12.
Yes.
12.
Switch him and Dom. Switch him and Dom.
No, we ain't switching nothing. Respect Joe. Say his
I'm
name
good.
and he appears. He appeared on 12.
Hey, I like that. I ain't gonna lie. That was kind of smooth.
Trick Williams should have been higher because Trick Williams pinned his ass.
Oh, yeah?
Should have pinned him a couple months ago before he got the championship.
Yeah, Trick also got his ass beat by Mike Santana, so I don't want to hear nothing.
Hey, who's the champ though? Trick Willie. Anyway.
But anyways, overall grade for NXT No Mercy, I'm definitely giving it an A minus.
I give it a B plus.
A minus. Well, you know,
It's gonna be.
that's like 2% difference. I'll take it.
I give it a B plus. I mean, I can't give it an A.
No,
I'm picky
A
with my
minus.
A's. I'd be one of those teachers, man. You got to work hard for this A.
What about
After
you?
WrestlePalooza, I don't want to go too far.
It was better than
anything
that.
else seemed better after WrestlePalooza
It was better than WrestlePalooza.
Yeah.
by far. And that opens up a discussion. So all over TikTok today, and this is where the comments can come in handy because I want to get everyone's opinion on this. So like on TikTok, all across, I keep seeing videos over and over. I'm scrolling on my For You page. Everyone is talking about how bad Raw and SmackDown are right now.
Yeah. I've been seeing that too.
Yep.
Like, do y'all feel that way too? Like, is Raw and Smack? I mean, look, I will say this: SmackDown, and we've talked about it before. How they need to book better. They got the talent. They just need to book it better.
Yeah.
But Raw, they just need to do something different. Like they keep the main event ends the same way every single week, just different. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like. I'm trying to find a comparison. It's like copying someone's paper, but you change a couple words around. Make it seem different, and it's really not.
Manny, you want to go first then? Since you got your finger pointed.
I'm just doing it.
Oh, this guy
We
here.
seen
Are you just gonna do that the rest of the video and not say nothing?
We seen the in case of emergency break glass.
Oh my God! I will say this. Matter of fact, we talked about this about a couple weeks ago when DC, when you got on me and Manny about not having USA Network.
Yeah.
Let's think about it.
Repetitive.
If Roman was back on there, we would have USA Network. We would find a way to watch SmackDown. But the
Case in
fact
point.
is, like, we're not entertained by anything we're seeing right now. So it's just like, all right, I'll just check out the highlights later on. And it's starting to be like that with Raw sometimes. Like, I'll be honest with you, it's been about 2 weeks since I actually turned on the show. Like, I'm like, all right, I'll just check the highlights because I don't know anything special gonna happen.
Right. So the only show that I look forward to every week now, you know, me and Adam will put on Raw on Mondays. You know, we'll let it play in the background and we'll do stuff around the house. But like tonight, in like 14 minutes, I'm gonna dip out and I'm gonna put on NXT and I'm gonna sit and watch the whole thing. Fridays, I don't even pay attention. I mean, SmackDown's just so. You know what I mean?
Well, Drew and I are doing football, so we don't watch it anyway.
Right.
Bro,
Hey, shout out to Sweet Kyle too, NXT.
NXT. In Cleveland, and Manny ain't going because he don't want to buy a ticket.
Wow. Manny's got to work at 6:00 in the morning the next morning.
Okay, Cleveland's like 3 hours away.
Bro, the last time we did
And
that,
you don't gotta drive. I'll drive. Sleep on the way back.
We ain't even gonna be sitting together.
Huh?
What are we gonna do? Sit apart like we did last time?
I mean, do we gotta sit together? You want to hold my hand or something?
I mean, I don't want to sit. Look, Drew will tell you it felt super awkward. Even sitting with him around the people, we was like, kind of wish we was over there with DC.
Yeah, no, DC had all the space over there. I will say
I know.
While we was
So I
over
ain't
here,
gonna
we
lie.
had
I ain't
to
gonna
watch
lie.
our back.
So
We didn't know who was around us.
Hey, look, I had no control over that ticket. I didn't even know where it was at. So shout out WWE for that ticket. That was my first rub with the media, I guess. I got my first ticket sent to me, so they hooked me up. Y'all had a good seat too.
Too Sweet Kyle, October 11th, NXT in Cleveland.
Yeah, at the Algora Theater.
Yep.
Still some good seats available too. So Manny tried to say they were sold out, but he was lying. He was
capping. If WWE set us some tickets, I'm down.
For Cleveland?
Yeah.
They're not expensive. I already bought mine. I bought mine.
They weren't talking about prices and stuff later, then skip it.
So yeah, we got to do that next weekend in Cleveland. Make it happen. Let's do it. Round 2. Yeah, NXT is the best weekly show right now. I mean, you could go AEW.
Yep.
AEW Dynamite has been really good as well.
Mm-hmm.
But so what do you think needs to change for Raw and SmackDown to not be so repetitive and book better? Do you think they just need a roster shakeup? Is it that simple?
Substance.
Roster shakeup, and maybe, I don't know, let's switch up the writers on who they're assigned to.
Yeah. Substance. We need more substance.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just leave it at that. Because I'm tired of seeing Becky Lynch doing the same shtick. I'm tired of seeing Seth Rollins and that dope-ass chain that he wears. I'm not going to lie. The chain is dope. With his, what the hell kind of football pad shoulder pads was he wearing last night? The match, the show ends with the bronze. Okay, we get it. We need more substance.
It's like I'm almost tired of them too.
Right. I'm tired of eating bologna sandwiches. Can I get like a ham sandwich or a turkey sandwich?
Man, you better throw that bologna in the pan and make some fried bologna or something.
Whoa, that's Mexican steak, bro. Now you're talking my language.
Hey, so part of this problem, so John Cena is supposed to be the big topic, right? In WWE.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena. So I think that is the biggest problem right now, is the way they're booking John Cena. Like, I think if they were booking him better, SmackDown would seem better. He's technically supposed to be on SmackDown.
Do you seem like all the focus is on John, and that's why we're not getting good bookings?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like all the focus is on him for stupid stuff. Like, instead of like an actual real feud, which, don't get me wrong, I want to see AJ Styles, John Cena. I do. So, sign me up. But there's going to be, like Kevin said earlier, there's no build-up for it. It'll probably be a good match, but there's no build-up for any of these matches. So they're just all dull. It's just like, all right, here you go. Here's John Cena. We promised you these dates that he has to do to finish off the year. Here you go. Here's John Cena.
Actually, I'm starting to feel like that might have been a problem too, was letting us know what dates he's going to be at and letting us know that final time. Like, really? We shouldn't have known all of this until recent, like this week.
Yeah.
Oh, his last match is going to be December 13th. Okay, bet. Now we got a date. We shouldn't have known, oh, he's just only going to wrestle this date and that, this, that, and the third. I feel like that kind of messed up a lot, like, for us, I guess.
I think what they should do is they should book, even though they already booked AJ as his next match, I think they should have booked AJ as potentially his last match and built a great storyline with that, like starting now. Because he's only got, 4 or 5 dates left?
Mm-hmm.
So that means you've got 3 to 4 dates to build a great storyline. So, I mean, and we're going to get a rush storyline like we have been with all of these matches with John Cena. Give us an actual storyline to end his career. I would love to see that instead of these quick in and out Brock Lesnar F5 storylines.
Yeah, 7-minute match,
right?
WrestlePalooza that you hyped up. So, as we said earlier, Saturday Night Main Event, December 13th at the Capital One Arena in Washington D.C. will be John Cena's last match. Drew, you first. Who is it?
Well, AJ Styles is definitely out the running. I would have definitely voted AJ Styles. Like, I wanted to see that match one more time. So, as a fan, I'm really happy about that. Who do you pick, really, man? Like, only person I can really think of top of my head is really Seth Rollins. That'd be a great wrestler. Either win or lose. Seth is gonna make that the best match he can. I don't want anyone back from the old school because that means they got a lot of rust off of it. They got a lot of rust they got to get off of them. I don't want to take no risk at no bummy match. Like, I don't want to be watching this last match and be like, damn, this was one boring ass retirement. Y'all might as well have not even told us. Like with some other wrestler, y'all might as well have even told us it was retirement. But I'm gonna settle with Seth Rollins right now because I feel like he could make a storyline like that pretty good in about a matter of 2 to 3 weeks.
Got one vote there. Adam says Randy.
I agree with that.
Everybody wants Randy, but by the looks of it, I don't think we're gonna get it.
I'm a little on the fence about my pick. I do think Randy would be a great pick for John. I do think, you know, they wasted some picks in Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. I mean, really, what way do you send John out, give him a Vikings burial, then have the tribal chief kill him? You know, the tribal chief takes over John's spot, and the tribal chief puts down the goat, and he stands over his body, and he claims WWE as his.
That makes sense.
So
I like that one.
That was one of my thoughts. So I'll switch it up then. So we're different. I was gonna say Roman, but I'd still like CM Punk.
ooh.
I'd still like CM Punk. We never really got the one-on-one.
The pipe bomb?
We never really got the one-on-one. We had them as the final two in the chamber.
Yep.
But we still haven't gotten their one-on-one. Their last one-on-one match.
Yep.
I'll go CM Punk.
There's
no baby face. There's no baby face and heel. They're both baby face. Let them cook one last time.
Okay.
Give me that one. I'd love Randy though. I would love Randy, but
yep.
I would say if it's not Randy, then I would go CM Punk. And if it's not CM Punk, let the tribal chief bury him.
Right. I mean,
he's still kind of.
The problem is though, like they face, like it feels like they faced recently. I know it wasn't super recent, but it wasn't that long ago.
No, I say Roman would still need to get his get back on John for interfering at WrestleMania 40. That's the only thing. That's why I kind of agree with what Manny was talking about.
It's so old though. Like that's old now.
He can't. Hey, that storyline is still going on when you think about it.
Right. The bloodline ain't dead.
Yeah.
They are.
Huh?
They're dead.
They still got problems. They still seeing each other in the ring.
What happened to the other tribal
chiefs? Have problems, but the bloodline is dead.
No, the bloodline ain't dead. Solo Sikoa is dead.
Who is supposed to be the head of the bloodline?
This is still family problems, aka the bloodline.
Right. But I mean, think about it. Roman Reigns got to walk out the Undertaker. Why not let him walk out John Cena?
I'm cool with that. As long as it ain't Brock Lesnar again, like some people were saying. Get his rematch. Nah, I'm good off that. Cena wants a WrestlePalooza. I don't want to see it again.
Right.
I'm good on that. So yeah, good stuff. So we only got a few minutes until NXT, y'all. So I wanted to let Manny get off. I know he's excited. I'm watching it too. I'm about to eat dinner with the fam and stuff. But hey, everyone that's watching right now, be sure to subscribe. We're on YouTube. Look us up, WrestleHolics Podcast. Look us up on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. We go live once a week, usually Tuesdays around 7 o'clock. So you guys will be able to check us out. You can comment, be a part of the show. We do interviews. We had Shotzi on recently. We got some more stuff coming up. Drew, the video man, does a great job on doing all our edits.
I will trash talk with the best of them. If y'all want to jump in the comments, we can go at it. I mean, y'all seen I'm not afraid. I took on Kevin and his picks on the PWI 500. So
they did a good job on the list overall, man. I'm glad that he came on. I was letting you bring up Dom, but the one thing I was gonna bring up was Joe Hendry. The reason I get it, obviously, Joe Hendry is obviously very over, and the crowd loves him.
I mean, the criteria.
Based on the criteria, though,
Joe Hendry should have been top 10.
He's taking a lot of L's too.
Yeah, but he should be top 10 based on the criteria.
Who?
Joe Hendry.
All right, it's time. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Drew, go ahead and do that sign off. It's time to roll, cuz.
Man,
Man,
thank y'all for listening to the Wrestle House
Everything.
podcast. Shout out to the Joe Hendry Nation.
Seth Rollins should have been number one.
I ain't
Cody
listening to you.
Rhodes.
Seth.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody.
Yo, thank y'all for listening to the Wrestle House podcast, man. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. Anything else, fellas, before we go?
No.
All right, man.
Hey, greatest luchador of all time.
This is the Wrestle House podcast, man. I'm Drew.
Manny T.
DC Hendricks.
We'll get back with y'all.
Peace and love.